Welcome to The Late Show. I'm Stephen Colbert. Well, the GOP's new health care bill cleared its first hurdle early this morning when it was passed by the House Ways and Means Committee after roughly 18 hours of debate. And anyone who has spent 18 hours trying to pass something knows what you get at the end. Apparently, that's fine. Thank you. Very generous.
Generous.
Oh, very generous with your applause. Thank you. Apparently, members were up until 4 a.m., which might explain why things got a little loopy. Like these late-night musings from Representative Jason Smith.
You could tax a lot of different items if you want to stop behavior. You know, I love ice cream. Ice cream's probably not the most healthy thing to eat. Why is there not a tax on that? You know what? If you look at the #1 cause of skin cancer, it's not tanning beds. Do a Google search. It's the sun. Why have they not proposed a tax on the sun?
So, if you're worried about losing your health care, do not worry. It's safely in the hands of the guy who's up all night Googling, why don't we tax the sun?
He got it.
Now, what? We got to. We didn't try. We didn't try. Oh.
I'm cool. I'm chilling.
We'd never get close enough to collect the taxes, you say. We'd go at night. We'd go at night. Sun would never see it coming while it's asleep. The long hours of the debate were thanks to some trolling by the Democrats, admittedly. They knew they didn't have enough votes to stop the bill, so here's what they do. They would introduce a bunch of amendments. You know, you can put that in committee. You can introduce amendments, and they slow things down that way. For example, the Democrats suggested changing the title of the bill from American Health Care Act to the Republican Pay More for Less Care Act. That's not fair.
Oh, man.
That's kind of jerky. That's a little jerky. That's a little jerky. Next, they tried changing the name to the Douchebag Says What Act. But the craziest amendment of all was a measure that would have blocked health care reform unless it ensured coverage for every taxpayer and all their dependents. Okay, haha, very funny, Dems. Let's get back to the serious business, whether or not we should tax the sun. And it's not just Democrats who are opposed. Conservative groups now have lined up to oppose the bill because for them, this is still government health care, however you paint it up. But Trump, master deal maker that he is, has a plan to win conservatives over. He has invited them to strike a deal over a few frames at the White House bowling alley. Yeah. Wow. Trump wants to be there as the Republicans throw their balls away. But just, What? Yeah.
Throwing them out.
But don't worry. If it doesn't pass, Trump's got a plan. Allow Obamacare to fail and let Democrats take the blame. Okay, hold on there, Chief. You're in charge now. If you let health care collapse, I don't think we'll blame the Democrats. We will blame you. That's like a firefighter letting the house burn down to make the space heater look bad. Now, Trump wants to sell this thing so much, he even reached out to his arch enemies. For instance, last night he hosted Ted Cruz, Cruz's wife Heidi, and their 2 children for dinner at the White House. Hey, kids, have fun at the White House, because Daddy's going to be crying on the way home. And here we are. Oh, started already. There we go. How awkward was that? I remember the campaign.
Yeah,
Trump said some terrible things about Cruz, and they're still up on his Twitter feed. Like all the times Trump called him a lion Ted. It's funny because it worked.
It did.
He also accused Cruz's dad of being part of the plot to assassinate JFK and retweeted this unflattering picture comparing Heidi Cruz and Melania with the caption, "A picture is worth 1,000 words." Trump has a point, which is why I like to look at these pictures as often as I can.
The picture was 1,000 words.
Yeah.
You know?
It is a two-way street. I mean, both of these guys said some terrible stuff. I'm guessing Ted Cruz did not repeat any of these things from the campaign.
This man is a pathological liar. He doesn't know the difference between truth and lies. The man is utterly amoral. Donald Trump is a serial philanderer, and he boasts about it.
Mr. President, could you pass the bowl of peas unless you're currently having sex with it? Or maybe it was fine. Ted Cruz said it is principally a social dinner. You know, social, where you ask each other about each other's families. How's your ugly wife and your father, the president killer? Still calling presidents? Don't let your ugly wife look at me. We have another dead president here. Either way...
Whoa.
I'm not saying it. That's Donald Trump. Either way, I doubt Donald Trump apologized for anything he said. It's not his style. In fact, we got a copy of the invitation. You and your wife, who's a 3 at best, are invited to dinner. Cocktail attire, please check spine at the door. So, Trump is all in. He's all in. He's pulling out all the stops on this health care bill, except when it comes to the name, because the White House is asking, please don't call it TrumpCare. TrumpCare, TrumpCare, TrumpCare. He just doesn't want you to call it TrumpCare. I mean, when it comes to whether you should call it TrumpCare, that is one thing about which Trump care.
He do.
In fact, according to one GOP operative, pretty much anything with the pejorative suffix on it, care, is going to be viewed unfavorably by conservatives. Yes, very important. Conservatives don't want to be associated with caring. That's why the official mascot of Obamacare repeal is Suck It, the Don't Care Bear. Do we have those? Can we get those T-shirts?
Yeah.
I want that. I want that T-shirt. I would sell that T-shirt. Or maybe Trump just doesn't want to attach his name to something that no one likes. All that has never stopped him before. And Trump's not the only one defending TrumpCare. This afternoon at a Capitol Hill press conference, Speaker Paul Ryan, ever the showman, dazzled the doubters with a PowerPoint presentation. He was either defending TrumpCare or selling the reporters a timeshare. And like any substitute teacher, he used the AV equipment to show off the lesson plan.
We are going to repeal and replace Obamacare, and we're going to do it with a 3-pronged approach.
1, repeal. 2, replace. 3, look over there. Are they gone yet? Ryan also slammed the Obamacare mandate that everyone have insurance.
The mandates are arrogant and paternalistic.
Yes, telling people what to do is arrogant and paternalistic. By the way, ladies, no Planned Parenthood for you. And Paul Ryan explained just where Obamacare went wrong.
The whole idea of Obamacare is the people on the blue side pay for the people on the red side. The people who are healthy pay for the people who are sick.
You just described how insurance works. That is literally the definition of insurance. And it's how everything works. Problem with this casino is that the people who are losing are funding the people who are winning. It's time to have a casino where every single time you play the slots, it's a jackpot. Of course, the one thing Trump is willing to put his name on is accusations that President Obama illegally tapped his phones. Trump demanded that Congress investigate his charges, which they're going to get to right after they find those 3 million illegal voters and what really happened to Arnold Schwarzenegger's ratings. So, something happened. Something terrible happened. So...
Big list.
So, on March 20th, Congress will hold a Russia hearing. A fitting name because I think Russia is listening. And Congress has taken the investigation very seriously. This week, members of the House and Senate Intelligence Committees visited the CIA headquarters, where senators viewed 4 large binders full of classified information. No word yet on what's in the binders, but just from the cover, Congress has learned that Metallica rules! We got a great show for you tonight. Kristen Stewart is here. When we come back, I will share some of my deepest, darkest midnight confessions.